So Phaedra is returning to Bravo, it seems, and we have Porsha, who blasted Kandi and Kenya last night on her live, which I thought was very interesting.
The reason I'm bringing this up is because there are some things that are in this article that are said to be facts, and they are not facts.
Hey guys, it's Morali. Hope you guys are doing well today. Back at it again with another video. If you haven't subscribed, guys, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram, my Patreon, my merch. And let's get into this video. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, guys. Click that button. We have a live that Porsha did last night in relation to, you know, some of the episodes and what was cut out. And apparently there was a fight between Kandi and Porsha that was cut out in relation to Black Lives Matter. And, you know, Kenya spoke on it on Kandi's show, speak on it on YouTube. And of course, Porsha wants to set the record straight on what is going on because some conversations were leaked to a certain blogger.
However, in this particular situation, the way that Kenya is putting it out there that I asked the Bravo execs to not play a scene of Kandi and I having an argument, having a fight, me dogging Kandi about her efforts is concerning Black Lives Matter is simply not true. What happened was, we're going to take it from the beginning.
Either via Nene or somebody, but Nene was involved in this as well. And long story short, of course, Porsha was, you know, frustrated that Nene basically said that they all should go to the network together to do something for Black Lives Matter and everything that is going on. But Kandi obviously went her own way, but she didn't do it, I guess, with negative intent. She did it because she has her own links and connections to the network or executives and wanted to speak to them and stuff. And of course, you know, that made an issue with Kandi. That made an issue with Kenya as well. And of course, there was a particular scene where, you know, they were of course having conversations in these text messages going back and forth in relation to the fact that, you know, Nene was saying that we should do this, XYZ, and Kandi said that, you know, why didn't you just call me, why couldn't we just speak about this, because apparently Porsha was frustrated by it or something, or was saying something by it. Kandi then confronted Porsha on the show, which I find to be interesting because Kandi never talks about anything that's off the show on the show. So the fact that she did this, I didn't think she did. Kenya then got involved and made it into a fight, and basically Kenya was the main villain in this crux. Long story short, she was trying to make a competition for who would do more for Black Lives Matter, or the fact that they're arguing about Black Lives Matter. And Porsha obviously went to the executives and was like, can you cut this out, because this is not a good look for the network and for us as black women, that we should be arguing or comparing Black Lives Matter's, you know, organizations or how much we do, that is not the right thing that we should do. We shouldn't make it about ourselves. And I agree with Porsha, and that she had the power to go to the executives and let them take that down, which, you know, I feel like makes sense. We have seen the biggest growth in anybody is that it's Porsha. She's been there from season 6 to season 13 now. She's worked for at least 8-9 years on the show. She deserves some power, and, you know, I wouldn't be mad at, you know, the fact that she wanted to get that scene cut or out. And Kenya obviously made it look like, you know, that she was being manipulative. But she was really the main issue in this, and the fact that she blasted them both, specifically Kenya. I'm eager now to see if Kandi is going to speak on this issue. All I can say on this is that, number one, it still sounds confusing to me, and number two, this whole live was probably better than any damn Atlanta episode this season and any story. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like the kind of energy that Porsha was giving in this live is way better than what we've seen, which really and truly comes down to editing and production. They have done awful this year, and even last year. I feel like they need to be replaced immediately, because even the trailer, whatever they gave, everything, it was just boring. And a lot of people, you know, I said that I didn't like Cynthia, and some people in the comments like, you know, we're here for Cynthia, she's elegant, she's this, she's calm, she's quiet, she, you know, we don't need every housewife to be loving hip-hop and everything. I understand that she does bring a different element to the show, 110%, but I think we can all agree that without Nene and without Patricia, the value of Cynthia decreases, because she doesn't bring as much to the show, because she's normally, you know, circling around these two components, and without that, there isn't much that is going on. Her wedding episode with Mike Hill was one of the least watched episodes in terms of ratings on this season. You would think a wedding would bring a lot of ratings and views because other housewives are coming in from different, you know, franchises and seasons, but that in itself, it just isn't bringing much anymore. I feel like half of Cynthia's season this year was her on the damn phone FaceTiming Mike Hill. Like, I don't want to see it anymore. I feel like Cynthia, I don't have anything against her, but she's overplayed her character now. Her storyline has finished. We've seen her been married on the show twice. Like, I feel like she needs to now depart, and we need to get other housewives. That's just what I feel, because it's either that or editing. One of the two is to blame. But some of these characters now on these shows have been overplayed, because we don't need to see Kenya and Porsha go at it for the millionth time. We've seen it for 8 years now. Like, we're over it now. We've seen it for nearly a decade of them arguing. It's just annoying. Phaedra right now is returning to Bravo. That is official. It's been announced. She is going to be on Andy Cohen's Watch What Happens Live, past housewives, where they come and talk about their favorite times on the show. Now, the fact that she's accepted this after so long is, maybe a light at the end of the tunnel, that perhaps people could have her back. I want her back. Yes, she's confirmed and she's doing a Bravo affiliated show, which is a big sign. Yes, she did something awful to Kandi, 5-6 years ago, where she was told something by somebody and she ran with it from production, I would imagine. Maybe she made up herself. We don't really know to this day. However, it is reality TV, and she was good for TV. At the time, everybody was distraught and shocked. Give it a couple years on, and we realized the lack of her image and who she was and her presence in the show, which was massive. Without Nene and Phaedra, there is no Atlanta. I'm so sorry, but there isn't. I feel like Kenya was great, but she needs Nene and Phaedra to latch on. This Porsha and Kenya beef isn't enough. And I feel like Nene was a meme queen, huge personality, we all know, I don't need to go into it. But Phaedra herself was probably one of the realest people on the show. And what I mean by that is, she was one of the fakest people. And you have a lot of people in real life who like to have this duplicity, play a different character, be somebody else when they're really somebody else behind closed doors. And there's a huge different comparison into the real life and to the fake life and whatever. We see a lot of people in real life that have that, and Phaedra is very similar to that. She's so that in itself, I feel, is a reason why a lot of people were able to relate to her. No shade, no tea, because they see this duplicity, and a lot of people relate to that because they have the same, or they know that of some people that have the same. And the Apollo storyline was very real that she was going through, and I feel like she just brings a lot of iconic moments to the show. And I feel like she needs to return because she was very different to the rest. Her personality was very different. She was very charismatic, brought in a whole different person, and I just feel like they need to just bring her back. It would be interesting to see the ratings of this Bravo Watch What Happens Live show that Phaedra is now doing, to see that, because online I see a lot of people who are upset with what she did, but they still want her back on the show. I mean, it is reality TV. People want to enjoy the TV. I don't know why, Kandi's very about her money. I don't know why she doesn't go to executives to say, what, bring the girl back if she wants to come back, but you're going to give me a big raise. And that in itself is where she benefits from the situation again, by gaining a lot more money on her, because I know that she's the highest paid anyways, but she would gain even more money by just saying, I can tolerate this girl in my presence, and that will also bring in the ratings, and that will make more money. Everybody wins. And Phaedra's back on the show. I don't know if Phaedra even wants to come back. Apparently she's saying that she doesn't want to come back anyways, but now that she's doing Bravo affiliated shows, I think that is a sign that a lot of people could take, that she could be returning to Atlanta next season, because I feel like, what else could they now bring and do? Like, I'm over the show, and the finale hasn't even aired yet. The reunion hasn't even aired yet. We look forward to the reunion, but I'm just over it. The only good episode from this season was the Bolo stripper kind of thing. That was probably the only good episode that I've seen where, it's okay. You have their arguments here and there throughout, but that was probably the only good episode. And Drew and Latoya, they're bringing it. I'm glad they're bringing it, but we don't need to rely on them two. We don't need to rely on them two. We don't need to rely on Kenya and Porsha for the millionth time. Like, there could be other things going on. I don't know, man. I just want Nene and Phaedra back. I want that season 6 ensemble. That cast is what I want back, with Kenya and Sheree coming in as friends. That would be, to me, not Kenya and Sheree, Kim in her wig and Sheree coming in as friends, and that to me would be satisfied. Like, I'd love that. Let me know your thoughts are, guys. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video. Subscribe.